Welcome to this video on Business English for QA Professionals. We'll be covering 4 key areas: word formation, collocations, conditional sentences, and prepositions. In word formation, you will learn about negative prefixes, such as in and un, and adverbs ending in boal. For collocations, we will focus on 8 key verb phrases for professional communication. We will also cover first and second conditional sentences, and finally, 8 fixed preposition expressions common in job interviews. Let's start with word formation and negative prefixes. Most formal and technical adjectives use in to become negative, like formal to informal or complete to incomplete. A few everyday adjectives use un, such as clear to unclear. The critical thing to remember is to learn each word individually and never use non-existent words like insufficiently. Next, let's look at adverbs with -ly. The rule is simple. Add -ly to the adjective. For example, thorough becomes thoroughly. Remember that the spelling can sometimes change, so inconsistent becomes inconsistently. The table provides examples in a QA and interview context. Moving to professional collocations, here are 8 key verb phrases. These are fixed units of language used in professional settings, like strike up a conversation, meaning to begin it naturally. Other examples include to cement a relationship, build trust, raise a concern, address a problem, follow up on an issue, meet a deadline, and take on responsibility. Using these collocations sounds much more natural in an interview. For instance, instead of saying, "I made a conversation," use, "I managed to strike up a conversation." These examples showcase how to use these fixed expressions in professional sentences. Now let's examine conditional sentences. The first, or zero conditional, describes real or likely situations using if plus present simple in the if clause and will plus infinitive or present simple in the main clause. The second conditional is for hypothetical situations and uses if plus past simple and would plus infinitive. The critical rule is never to use will in the if clause. Common errors include using will in the if clause of the second conditional or confusing the past simple for the present simple. Always use the correct structure for each conditional type to ensure your meaning is clear. Finally, let's cover fixed preposition expressions. These must be memorized, as there is no rule to predict the preposition. Key phrases include responsible for, experience in, and deal with. Other examples are report to, switch from, .to, focus on, familiar with, and in charge of. Here are some example sentences using the fixed prepositions in an interview context. Note the specific preposition used with each word: responsible for, experience in, reported to, and in charge of. Remember to use familiar with instead of familiar to. This slide applies all 4 topics within a STAR model answer for a job interview question. This example demonstrates using vocabulary and grammar naturally in the context of a professional situation, task, action, and result. To summarize the key rules. For word formation, use in for most technical adjectives and never say words like unformally. For collocations, memorize the fixed verb-noun units. For conditional sentences, never use will in the if clause. Finally, for prepositions, memorize the fixed expressions, such as responsible for and experience in.